Aloha everybody and welcome to part 4 of Mega Man Legends 2. Before I leave Kalinka Island and head off to the Forbidden Island, I figured I would stop by the junk shop because just like in Mega Man Legends 1, the junk shop is one of your go-to places because you can get all kinds of upgrades for Mega Man, whether it's extra health, whether it's extra buster parts to change how your Mega Buster operates, or even just random items that Roll can use and mix and match into special weapons on the Flutter, you know? So, you still got the same stats with the Mega Buster, you still got attack, you still got rapid, you still got energy, and you still have range. So, you have to pick the Mega Buster parts that best suit you. You can only equip 2 at a time at the moment. Like I did in Legends 1, I'm going to be focusing mostly on attack. Whenever I can bump up the attack, that's what I'm going to be doing, because range, I feel like I can get super close to mostly every enemy in the game. Rapid, well, there's a special shooting trick in this game that I don't really need the rapid part for. And energy, whatever. It's not like I'll ever run out of Mega Buster shots. It's unlimited ammo. I don't need a fast, super, no delay rate, you know? So I think I'm good there. But I bought some extra health that makes your life bar go up a little bit. And I could have bought armor that prevents knockdown, but I figured, I don't really need it. It doesn't save you from damage, it just prevents you from getting knocked down, so it's not really all that important, you know? But that's it for this place. That's it for Kalinka Island. For now, anyway. We will come back eventually. But until then, we're going to go on board the Flutter. And the Flutter has gone through a little bit of a redesign since Mega Man Legends 1. All of these doors lead to Mega Man, Barrel's, and Roll's room. I'm going to go into Barrel's room because there's lots of exposition to read here. As well as money to grab. It must be what Gramps was saving for a rainy day, and I'm stealing it. Also, the 1,000 zenny on the model Flutter, because I'm a bad, bad son. Adopted son, anyway. So Professor Barrel has a lot of diaries involving the Forbidden Island story, how he discovered Mega Man, and I figured I would read all of them to give you a little bit of exposition going into Forbidden Island. That's why the display picture of this particular video is a diary. So, if you just want to see Forbidden Island, you might want to skip this video and cut to part number 5 when it's uploaded, because that's when I'll be landing on the island proper. But until then, I'm going to be reading this diary and getting a case of what exactly happened to Roll's mother and what's up with this island, you know? So let's get into it. I'm getting into the middle here, but, we decided to design a ship with a rounded aerodynamic hull that was reinforced to withstand the atmospheric pressure above the island. But, in spite of all of our efforts and precautions, we failed. Although we were able to land on the island, our ship was destroyed, leaving us without a means of returning home. Continued in part 2. Since we could not leave, we decided to make the best of the situation, and explore Forbidden Island as best we could. We were shocked to find that here, Reaverbots were active even above ground. Having lost most of our equipment, we were hard-pressed to fend off their attacks. Struggling against both Reaverbots and the weather, we made our way to the center of the island where we found an ancient relic. I remember it well, a strange diamond-shaped object floating in midair. But by the time we found it, we were at the limits of our endurance. As I lost consciousness, I was aware of someone approaching us. A small girl, perhaps. Between the snow and the encroaching darkness on my vision, it was hard to tell exactly what it was I saw. When we recovered, we were lying on the outskirts of Yasyonka. How we got there was a mystery. Our ship had been destroyed, and to this day, neither Bluka nor I have any recollection of how we got there. After that, several diggers tried to reach Forbidden Island, but none returned. How we were able to is a mystery that puzzles me even now. Mega Man's discovery. Once, a long time ago, I went to the ruins on Nino Island to do some research on the civilization that preceded ours. The ruins there are very dangerous and are normally sealed off. I snuck inside without the Guildmaster's permission. Just inside the entrance, I found a strange diamond-shaped object. When I touched it, it fell apart, No, melted, and from inside there appeared a small child, a baby, and a monkey. Seeing as I had broken into the ruins without permission, I couldn't reveal where I found them. So I decided to raise the baby along with my granddaughter. I decided to call the baby I found Mega Man. Really? Actually, it wasn't really my idea. It was my granddaughter Roll who chose that name. After one of her favorite video game characters. So she got it from a video game? I tried to get her to change her mind, but she insisted that should be his name. At any rate, I raised him like he was my own. He was no different than any other boy. He quickly became part of our family. Cadillac's Island. Last year we explored Cadillac's Island, an island rich in resources. The island is riddled with ruins and tunnels, and a legendary treasure was said to be buried there. While we were there, we ended up fighting the Bonds, a family of pirates who had come to Cadillac's looking for the legendary treasure. Although we defeated them a number of times, they continued to come after us, but Mega Man managed to hold them off every time. Although they talked big, their bark was worse than their bite. Looking back on it now, they were actually pretty amusing to watch. I'm sure we'll run into them again somewhere. While Mega Man was exploring the ruins on Cadillac's, at the request of the mayor, Amelia, I saw something amazing. A large monolith descended from the sky over the island. I still don't know what it was, and I probably never will. All I know is that it had something to do with what was going on in the ruins. But the only person who knows the whole truth is Mega Man. Something tells me it may have had something to do with Mega Man's origins and what he was doing on Nino Island so many years ago. So an interesting little tidbit about the end of Legends 1, Mega Man never told Roll or Barrel what happened down there with Mega Man Juno. Interesting. Dear Dad, I've got exciting news. We're going on an expedition to Forbidden Island, where you and Blucher went all those years ago. I remember you telling me when I was a little girl about your adventures there, about the snow and ice storms, and about the mysterious diamond in the sky protected by Reaverbots, and the mysterious girl you saw as you blacked out. You know how I love a good mystery. Just thinking about seeing all those things for myself gives me goosebumps. Banner has designed a ship that he thinks can land on the island safely. We're going to test it tomorrow. We'll leave Roll at the neighbors while we're gone. If something should happen to us, please take care of Roll. Well, we're off. I'll tell you all about Forbidden Island when we get back. Love, Matilda. And that was the last time Barrel ever heard from his daughter. So that sucks. Received an unexpected letter from Blucher. He says he wants to try exploring Forbidden Island one more time. It's been over 30 years since our last unsuccessful attempt, but it looks like he hasn't been able to forget about that island. I thought he understood when I explained to him the dangers involved in pursuing his research, but it looks like he wasn't listening to me at all. I hear he spent the last of his fortune building a mammoth flying ship. I guess I have to accept the fact that no one, not even me, can stop him now. All I can do is hope that this wild adventure of Blucher's doesn't turn up any proof that my daughter and son-in-law did indeed die on that island. I don't know how Roll would react if she knew for certain they were gone. That's the only thing that's been keeping her going all these years. The reason she travels the world searching for the Motherlode. She's not really searching for the Motherlode. She's searching for her parents. I'm gonna meet Blucher tomorrow. I don't know what will come of the meeting, but I can only hope for the best. That's the last entry in the diary. And then Barrel went to the Sulphur Bottom to meet with Blucher, and then the girl who looks like Matilda showed up, and now they're stranded on Forbidden Island, and we gotta go rescue them. So that's the whole backstory going into all that. Interesting stuff, interesting stuff. But yeah, this place was completely redesigned from Legends 1. Barrel's room looked nothing like that in Legends 1. This hallway was not the entrance hallway. Like, the cockpit was like a different hallway. The living room was the same hallway, but it's all completely redesigned, and Roll, Barrel, and Mega Man's rooms are kind of similar, but not really. Roll used to have a giant mother computer in her room in the first game, but she doesn't now, you know? But she's not in here, so we can still snoop around, see that she likes red clothing. Hey, so do I, Roll, so do I. It's my favorite color. What's this picture supposed to be? Sometimes it's hard to understand Roll's taste. It looks like two monkeys wearing outfits, I think? But the JPEG is so bad, I can't really tell. Anywho, right now I'm reading Roll's diary. In Legends 1, you could actually attempt to read her diary, but she was in the room and she, like, stops you from doing it. But in Legends 2, she's never in her room, and now this diary keeps constantly updating with all kinds of stuff every time you go through the game. So right now she mentions the fire, she mentions Mega Man going to save Joe from the abandoned mine, and as we play through the game more and more and more, the diary will fill up with even more details until eventually we get to the end of the game where it's a giant, long story that Roll is telling about her adventures finding the Mother Lode. So I'll actually check out that diary at the end of the game, just before the final boss, so I can read Roll's diary. Because I'm a snoop, yes. I am a snoop, I don't care. You know, she may be my stepsister or whatever, but I don't care. I want to read it. Mega Man's room is just as boring as it was in Part 1. Still has a cactus, still has a clock, but it's basically a gray, empty, boring room that there's not much in here except, like, you know, furniture. Come on, Mega Man, get a video game system or something. Get that video game Roll named you after. Like, so apparently there are Mega Man comics, there are Mega Man video games, there's a Mega Man TV show in the bar. So, is Mega Man a thing in this continuity? Like, classic Mega Man? Is he like a comic book character now? I don't know. But either way, finally we can move on and head to Forbidden Island because we got the dropship from Joe, and yeah. Don't forget, both my parents were diggers. Besides, I'm worried about Gramps. But I don't know how to fly the Flutter. Don't worry, you can do it. If you have any problems, ask Data for help. They say no one's ever returned from Forbidden Island alive. I can't let you go there, Mega Man. All the more reason why you shouldn't go. Don't worry, I'll go. I got the Mega Buster. You saw what I did in the first game, right, Roll? I took out the Gesellschaft by myself. Good lord. So if you back out of the conversation instead of directly heading to Forbidden Island, you can talk to her about other stuff. For example, when the fire burned up the living room and the kitchen, it got destroyed, and you have to pay 2,000 zenny to repair that. So I used Barrel's money that I found in his bed. And finding the items throughout the game, you can go to Roll and she will mix and match, and sometimes she can combine items to make some kind of special weapon or armor upgrade or something. So the rollerboard and the old hover jets make the jet skates, and just like they were in Mega Man Legends 1, you strap them to your feet, you hold circle, and then Mega Man can zoom really, really far and go faster, and he can actually hit jumps this time around, which is something he couldn't do in Legends 1. So like when you come up to a hill, and it's like on an incline, if you can like literally like ramp off it and jump, and Mega Man will start like jumping when he goes on his jet skates. So that's kind of fun. The only special weapon I have on hand is the Aqua Blaster, which is useless against enemies. It doesn't kill them at all. It's only used for taking out fires, and it's only really good for, like, the opening of the game. There's even a volcano dungeon that I don't think it's actually useful for later in this game, so, it's something I have, but I'll get more special weapons as the game goes on, you know? So for now, I'm gonna equip the jet skates I just made, and let's test them out. Hell yeah! The only thing I miss about them are the sparks that flew out of his shoes, like in Legends 1. The sparks made it seem like I was just shredding up everything, you know? Even though he was driving on grass sometimes in Legends 1, but either way. Now that we have control of the Flutter and it's not stranded on Catalog's Island, we can actually fly to a whole bunch of destinations with it. And like I said, there are multiple islands in Mega Man Legends 2. We're not just going to Kalinka, we're going to Forbidden Island, we're going to other islands on this map. So, lots of places to check out. The adventure is just beginning, and we're going to be going to the thick of it, to the big, mysterious island that Roll's mother disappeared on. Forbidden Island coming up in Part 5. See you then.